Hello everyone. If you're seeing this video is meant for you. Don't doubt that. Don't let any fears rise into your head. Trust in your body, because what you're feeling in your body is what you're feeling. So let's just jump into this. I will say, I feel like this collective is very, I want to say, very headstrong. That's kind of what I'm feeling. I feel like a lot of this collective has had to live in a lot of hypervigilance and a lot of caution. Like, caution was one of the strongest words coming through this entire reading. I feel like this collective of people, you guys feel very independent, but also very, I want to say, like, makes me think of the Grinch. Like, I don't know if you guys, I'm sure most of you guys have seen the Grinch, but literally the fact that the Grinch was just misunderstood. Like, if we really get into the details, he was just misunderstood. He literally had a hard shell exterior, but it's literally because of his childhood and what he experienced. And I'm pretty sure at the end of the movie he ends up opening up to people. And I just heard the song, I don't know if you've heard it, but the song that's like, close the door and open up to me. But you know what? I feel like although that song is like referring to love, I feel like this is really referring to somebody's community. So most likely, if you're watching this, you might be experiencing being closed off in your heart space. That's also kind of something I was feeling into. Or not even kind of, but that's something that I was feeling into as I was tapping into this collective. And it feels like literally just wanting to reach out for people or wanting to have people there for you, but also at the same time stopping yourself or even feeling guilty for doing that. And I feel like a lot of you have grown up in environments where you've had to kind of fend for yourself, whether that be literally or figuratively or emotionally or all of the above. I feel like a lot of you guys have grown up in environments where you've had to just be that independent person, and that really takes a toll on you when you start to grow older. Like, that's something that really sticks with you, especially in your connections. I feel like for a lot of this collective, this is something that is heavily relational, but I don't mean in the sense of romantic relationships. I mean, for some people, I definitely can see that, but I feel like this is literally pertaining to all types of connections. And I think something that's really important to remember is you don't have to live in caution all of the time. You don't have to live in a state of hypervigilance, and you are safe to allow the people that love you in your life to hold you, to nurture you, and to actually hold space for you as much as you would love to do for them, you know? And to an extent, when you are closing yourself off and you are living in more so a shell of you, that also hinders your connections as well, and that puts you in a state where it can be hard to even give that love out, or it can even make you get self-critical of yourself. That's also something else I was channeling. I was like, I don't know if it's collective, you know, if you're an earth sign, that could be a sign. I was specifically channeling Capricorn. If you're Capricorn, this could be for you. But I was literally having the vision of somebody placing bricks, like, you know, when you're like building a house, but somebody placing the bricks like by hand. So literally placing each brick, like plastering the little like paste or whatever it is, and literally putting it by hand all themselves, like building stuff themselves. It wasn't even necessarily anything specific, just like building something by yourself essentially, and not having anybody to help you. But also I feel like this goes both ways, in the sense of not having anybody to help you, like maybe quite literally, especially familial. You might not have any family that's really there supporting you emotionally or even physically, or both. You could have been somebody that has been, I want to say, singled out from your family, maybe like kicked out of your family's like lives, whether it's been your choice or their choice, and really just being put in a position where you feel like you literally are out here alone. And I just want to remind this collective that you are not alone. You are not alone. It's literally within all aspects of life. Not only do you have people around you, people that are yet to come into your life, even the people within your past that have held love and space for you and are still actively holding love and space for you, but also something I'm hearing is really learning how to tap into that in moments of solitude as well. You know, when you are by yourself and when you are in nature, or when you are going to work or doing whatever, learning how to find the presence and the energy and the love in everything. You know, like feeling the wind on your skin, feeling the water going down your throat, feeling the grass on your feet, feeling the warmth of the sun, like things like that. Because when you realistically just like put presence and energy into that, it literally fills you. Like when you're stuck in your head all the time and you're up on a different planet, not even in a way of like joy or like celebration, like oh my god, I'm in my own world, like, but like literally on a different planet because you are feeling like you have to be dissociated. It's like, it almost, not only is it disconnecting you from your body, but it's also disconnecting you from the love that's around you. And that inherently can make you feel disconnected from your life or what you want to do or things of that nature. And I feel like a lot of you, this is like clicking now. I feel like a lot of you, especially pertaining to what you guys are wanting to do in this life in a multitude of different aspects, not even just like, oh, my career, like, because realistically speaking, there's so many things you can do in this life, and there's so many things you're meant to do in this life that exceed just like a 9-to-5 or a westernized version of what you should be doing. I feel like a lot of you guys have literally your eyes on the prize, is what I'm hearing. Like, you know what you want to do, you know what it is you're going for or what you're going towards, and you're literally pushing past like everyone who isn't serving you or serving that purpose. But what I'm hearing is you need to let people in. You need to let people in. You do not have to keep putting walls up in front of your heart, and you don't have to keep guarding yourself off. You're safe to let go, and you're safe to open up. And I think that's why I was also hearing that song earlier, the hey baby won't you open up, because it feels like there's a beautiful soul family group of people here to literally greet you and to hold you and to help you along this journey. I'm getting the message that a lot of you guys literally have people that are meant to be assisting you within whatever it is that you're doing. Like, I feel like these people are literally waiting, like have their hands open, waiting for you to just take their hand. And it's almost like that's like I don't know the word I'm looking for, like kind of like, I'm literally envisioning like a pond, like, you know how frogs jump from like the lily pads? Wait, do they actually do that? Or is that just like a cartoon thing? I don't know. But you know, like how they jump from the lily pads? I'm really picturing this person like taking your hand, not even just one person, but this, that could be for somebody, maybe like a relationship perhaps. I feel like that could resonate with somebody, perhaps a romantic connection. But I'm also getting like a collective message of like just having a group of people literally grabbing your hand and like jumping from like the first lily pad to like the second to last one. Like, opening yourself up to connection and support is literally going to just propel you forward. extremely. And it's safe to allow yourself to receive, and it's safe to allow yourself to be open, and it's safe to allow yourself to actually receive love and receive people who want to understand you. I feel like a lot of people in your guys' past have purposely misunderstood you, or I'm kind of getting maybe in the past you could have had maybe I want to say kind of, maybe you would kind of, I'm hearing sell people short in my head, which I feel like intuitively I'm kind of getting like you might have just had more of an approach to connection where if somebody just did like a little thing that maybe kind of rubbed you the wrong way, not as in anything major, but rather something where it's like, you could have talked about it, a lot of you guys were just like, no, you're getting cut off. Sorry. Like, I'm kind of getting that, or even you just kind of being like, oh, this person, like, just kind of like, I want to say like kind of like not allowing people to explain themselves. I'm kind of getting like you might have been in more of like a hot-headed type of energy, but not even like hot-headed as in like you're fiery and passionate, but rather like kind of allowing the anger and resentment from your childhood to take a forefront in your body and in your energy. And I think something that I'm understanding and receiving is something that can really be nurturing to that part of yourself is not only allowing yourself to feel that anger and feel through those emotions, because I mean, realistically speaking, a lot of the times anger, or I think all of the time really, anger is just sadness. I think really allowing yourself to feel through that energy and allowing yourself to feel through what it is that allowing yourself to feel through these energies that you have repressed or have put up a front on will really just allow yourself to feel safer when it comes to receiving, and just kind of really establishing that connection within yourself along with you opening up to others. And I think it really does start with yourself at the end of the day, allowing yourself to sit back and hold yourself. I actually was talking about this the other day, but like EFT tapping as well. I don't know if that's something that resonates with some of you if you've done that before, but if you haven't tried EFT tapping, try EFT tapping. Doing EFT tapping for inner child safety, doing meditations, just really holding yourself, like it doesn't even have to be complicated, like literally just holding yourself and speaking life and love into yourself, and literally just being like, you're safe, you are safe, you like kind of giving your inner child like just the affirmations that they've always wanted to hear that they never got, but yes, it feels like there might be some of you that need to have some harder conversations with some people. I'm kind of getting the energy and the vibe that some of you guys have maybe had like an argument with somebody recently. It feels like a friend, could also be a family member, could be any connection, but I'm kind of getting the energy that maybe some of you guys have had like an argument or disagreement, or maybe even a miscommunication with somebody recently, and this is weighing very heavily on your heart. And I feel like it's almost kind of like feeding into the same type of idea and the same type of message that has been really misconstrued, honestly, from your childhood, of just being like, well, everybody doesn't, everybody's out to get me, or everybody doesn't have my best interest at heart, so I'm just gonna close myself off and do it by myself, like no point in waiting for people. But realistically speaking, when you really come back to the energy of love, you really understand that everybody can only meet you like where you're at, and that goes both ways. And of course, if somebody's like genuinely doing you insanely dirty and that they're not meant for you, and you feel and know in your body that they're not somebody you should be around, that's different. if it's a situation where you had a disagreement with somebody and you know that it's something that can be fixed genuinely, and you feel that in your heart, especially when you really tune into it, into your body, that's when, you know, letting your guard down, putting your pride to the side, and just allowing yourself to have those harder conversations, and actually allowing yourself to nurture and foster that community that your inner child is literally begging for. Right. That's something that I feel like a lot of this collective needs to really start doing, and really just start allowing, like, letting the light in is what I heard. Literally letting the light in. Could be also literally too. Some of you guys might be in a really dark room right now. You should probably open that window. You should probably open those blinds. But I literally just like saw somebody in a dark room. I was like, open your blinds, it'll help. But yeah, and I'm also, actually I'll get to that in a second, but I just feel like a lot of you guys really are learning the lesson of, you are not here to do this alone. You are not here to go through this life alone, and you aren't destined to be alone. And there is love all around you, and it's just a matter of being open to it, as well as providing yourself with that love. And this kind of goes into this vision that I saw, which I'll insert on the screen. But it was just like this really beautiful vision of like a triangle with like a little flower in the middle. I don't know what type of flower it was. I think it was like a tulip maybe. And I was just like, oh, like that's so cute. And it kind of just, it makes me feel so at peace, because I feel like once you guys really start to come into this energy of receptivity, it's like you already have this like headstrong independence as well as like sovereignty within yourself, but learning how to have that balance between being in your own energy but also having that community around you, it's bliss. Literally 10 of Cups energy, like it's literally something that naturally just balances out everything in your life, and everything just becomes harmonious is what I'm feeling. And it's so funny because going into this reading, I was like, I feel this is about to be like a relational reading. Like I just really feel that. But I'm also getting that I think this also just feels really specific, so this might just be for like maybe like 1 or 2 people watching, could just a very few amount. But I feel like some of you guys also might have like a masculine figure in your life. This kind of feels like a relationship, but this could be somebody in general, no matter what label to the connection. It feels like a masculine figure who's like literally purposely getting in your way and being ignorant. And all I gotta say is cut them off. I just gotta say cut them off, because there's really nothing else to say to that. This person literally just feels like they're not even in alignment with you. Doesn't even feel like there's any fixing that. And like I was saying with like using your discernment to feel into your body. Not even comparing, but rather when you know that this is a connection that's actually nurturing and harmonious, you feel that and you know that like so deeply in your body. It's like as natural as breathing. When it comes to this person, or just rather somebody that's not in harmony with you, headache, stomach ache, diarrhea, like maybe that's just the Virgo placements in me, but your body will tell you. You don't have to second guess yourself, you know. And it's very important that you start instilling that self-trust, which I feel like for most people watching this, I feel like you already have a very strong like self-trust within you. But I do feel like some of you guys do have the tendency to doubt yourself, or kind of have like thoughts that are like, okay, like I feel this deeply in my body, but what if this is not the case? Or I feel this deeply in my body, but what if this is not true? if I'm being honest, I feel like that really comes from your family. Like when you really observe your family or whoever, you know, you grew up around, when you really observe these like moments of doubts, just think about, like, really feel into the energy behind those thoughts, because I can guarantee you, like, 9 times out of 10, that is not even coming from you. Like, that's not even coming from you. Usually that energy or like these insecure or self-doubt thoughts literally stem from, like, for example, feeling into it and you're like, ooh, this feels like my mom's energy, or this feels like my dad's energy, or this feels like this person from the 3rd grade. Like, it's usually not you, and you don't have to carry that weight. And when you feel those self-doubt like thoughts and energies, you can just let go. You do not have to hold on to that. And I think for a lot of you also, tuning into more like activities you used to do as a child could really help you foster this trust and this receptivity. I literally saw somebody like jump roping, so I was like, I don't know if any of you guys like used to jump rope or maybe like were really active as a kid, but definitely going outside and doing that, because who cares what people think? Or like, I'm literally thinking and like picturing, like, if you're ever outside and you're listening to music, like, allow yourself to dance, allow yourself to smile, allow yourself to take up space. Because I'm just like, why is it normalized for people not to smile and dance on the street? I'm like I'm like, who are you people? Because why is it normalized to just walk down the street and be like robot? I don't know, but allow yourself to take up space. I personally love seeing people in public dance and like sing. I think it's so cute, and it fills me with a lot of joy, because I'm just like, I just know they're having a good time, and you deserve to have a good time too. And yeah, I'm also getting the vibe that you know, tuning into these activities that you used to do as a child, a lot of this feels creative too. So if any of you guys are creatives, or especially are going into fields or going into spaces where you are fostering creativity, I feel like a lot of this collective is probably kind of like dipping their toe into that, or hasn't really like fully done that yet. But also, I'm getting the vibe some of you are performers, which, hey, if you are, because I love that. But I feel like a lot of you guys are really like wanting to get into that type of like field and energy. And first of all, that's where the connections come into play. A lot of these connections will literally propel you forward, especially in creative fields. Literally, like, creative fields and working with people and sharing ideas, like, it's like this, like, it's almost like a part of it in any type of creative field, no matter if it's like painting, dancing, performing, singing. Like, it's almost always through collaboration. And I feel like a lot of you guys should really start tapping into that as well. I'm kind of feeling like some of you guys are like singers or performers or dancers, and I think a lot of you guys just need to start tapping into that and allowing yourself to literally be heard and seen and be visible, really. And yeah, especially because I feel like for some of you guys, as soon as I want to say, like, I'm getting the energy and the vibe of like even just doing activities, not even activities, but rather, I feel like a lot of you guys, even just by entering in the state of being in a receptive state, my thing stopped recording, but even just by putting that intention forward, I feel like you guys are going to be presented with opportunities very quickly. Like, it's not something you have to sit around and be like, okay, so I'm hearing this song that's like, when will my life begin? What song is that? Is that from Tangled? I think it's from Tangled, but what's it called? I'm adjusting the lighting, but I feel like you guys will be, I feel like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with human design, but a lot of you guys might be manifesting generators. I feel like I might have some projectors watching this too, but you will have opportunities like flocking to you, and I hope you know that. Literally after you watch this video, I can guarantee that you're gonna have at least like two, like at the very least like two good opportunities coming towards you within the next like 2 weeks. I feel that. And I just feel like a lot of you guys need to just trust me, because I keep getting cut off by the storage. I feel like that also low-key means something. I feel like some of you guys might, ooh, what is going on right now? I feel like some of you guys might be in the energy of like just being like, I'm done, or being like, I don't even want to listen to this, or it's pointless, or I'm too far gone, or stuff like that. But you're not. And I'm very proud of you for getting through this video as far as you did. And even if you skip through the video, I'm proud of you for receiving the messages that you were meant to receive. But yeah, I just think you guys need to have some faith. What is that from? That one like line that's like faith, trust, and a little bit of pixie dust. Is that Tinkerbell? Me channeling all these inner child things is so cute. But a lot of you guys just need to have faith and allow people to guide you, allow your community to guide you. I'm also seeing, like, I don't know if some of you guys like go out or party, but there might be somebody you meet at like a bar, or this feels specific, but might be somebody you meet at a bar or like an event that will be that connection that you've been looking for. But not like romantic, could be, but I'm not really getting that. I feel like it's really like pertaining towards career and opportunity that you've been wanting to do. But yeah, it's something that you guys just need to, oh, I'm hearing that song from Lana Del Rey that's like, ooh, let the light in. Yeah, you guys need to let the light in, especially that person within the dark room. Me calling them out this whole time, but yeah, I'm just kidding. But I'm also getting that a lot of this collective is very intuitive as well. Like I was saying earlier, like you have that instilled self-trust, but I feel like a lot of you guys also might have the gift of mediumship as well. And if that is the case, this is your sign not to ignore that and not to get scared, because it's nothing to be scared of, especially when you know, are protecting yourself and you have that discernment within yourself, which I know you do, because this collective feels very like sovereign. But of course, do your research and research into your gifts, research into mediumship. But I feel like that's something that you guys should really start leaning into more, is what I'm hearing. And I feel like a lot of you guys also, this goes into what I was saying earlier, but as much as you're allowing these people into your life and allowing your community to really guide you, I feel like it's also just allowing yourself to take a back seat. Not even the back seat, but rather take a seat when it comes to your life, and not feeling like you have to be at the front of a race the whole time. You know, like you are not in a race. You are not in a competition. You are not in anything where you have to be in a state of stress, or be in a state of feeling like you have to just get it done, or feeling like you're behind in life. Random, but also I'm smelling like gas from a car. I don't know if any of you guys are having car problems right now. It doesn't feel like you're having car problems, but it feels like you might need to like get your oil change or something. That's just random, but I think you guys should do that. Because it's something I just like smell. Doesn't feel super major. I was just like, let me just add that in real quick, because spirit wanted that to come through. But yeah, it feels like, especially for some of you guys, I'm really feeling like a grandmother figure. You might have a grandmother who is, you know, who is on the other side, or even physically still in this life. But you might have some grandmother figure, even just a feminine figure, whether it be spiritually or physically, that is here and is really being a guiding force for you at this time. And really just telling you that you're safe and you're okay to relax, and you're okay to just allow yourself to receive and sit back and trust. That's a huge thing. When you really sit back and allow yourself to get into receiving mode, things just flow to you. Like, you don't have to search, or you don't have to be in a state of stress. You're literally just walking through life and having these things come to you, and you just respond to it. I really highly encourage, if you guys don't already know about human design, to look into human design, because if you're manifesting generators, which is basically a human design type, you literally, one of your energetic strategies in life is just allowing yourself to sit back and receive. Like, once you set the intention, or have the intention of what you want to do in this life, or not even just in this life, but I mean like in general, you literally just sit back and wait for opportunities to come to you, because you're in a state of receiving. And then you just use your discernment, and you're like, okay, this one feels aligned, and you take the opportunity, because you're always attracting things to you that are in alignment with your energy currently, which is why a lot of this comes from your internal world. Because it's like, if you're attracting opportunities that you know are not in alignment, or you're feeling like you have to always be in a state of stress, it's important you're analyzing your internal world and being like, okay, like, where am I putting extra stress on myself, you know? I'm hearing the phrase, life is easier when you just let it be. And I mean, yeah, you don't have to stress yourself out. Like, that's something that's like, you could sit back and relax. I'm literally picturing a little baby in a crib. Like, that's you. Like, you're a little baby. Like, you could just lay down and just allow yourself to be. You don't have to put that extra stress on yourself. This is also a random message, but a lot of you guys could also live in a hot area, or in general, you might just not be drinking enough water. Make sure you're taking care of yourself physically. As much as I know a lot of this collective is very hardworking, do not abandon your physical vessel. Make sure that you are taking care of yourself. That is also coming through very strongly. But yeah, I was hearing like alkaline water in my head, so I also don't know if some of you guys are wanting to get into like an alkaline type of lifestyle, but that could also be a sign for you guys if you want to start researching into that, or getting into that. But yes, but yeah, I'm really just feeling like you are free. I was hearing that you are free and you are safe to go after what it is that you're seeking. And I just feel like you guys need to start putting yourself out there more. And I know for some of you, I can already feel the frustration of you being like, oh, but I've been putting in all this hard work, or I've been doing what I've been needing to do. But the thing is, a lot of the times, if you're doing that in a state where your heart is closed, it's not really a state of receptivity. And like I said, a big part of this collective's message is just allowing yourself to let people in and to let the light in. And I feel like you are safe to let go of that caution in your heart and in your energy. I was literally seeing like somebody walking down a street, specifically something stemming from childhood, like something that has been self-imposed from childhood. But it's time to release a lifelong cycle that is currently being shedded from your life right now. And you don't have to live in a state of hypervigilance anymore. And you're safe to let people in, and you're safe to feel the love around you and within you, and allow people to be divine reflections of all the love that encompasses you, and have them shine that right back onto you, you know? Because I feel like, especially when we learn to be receptive to the love that's around us, it really teaches us that people are really just reflections of us at the end of the day. And people are really just, they're all aspects of us. They all have beautiful traits and energies that really just reflect and shine back our magic and our beauty and our alluringness. And I think that's one of the most beautiful parts about connection, and how we're all just helping each other like little ants. But yeah, that's all I pretty much wanted to say. The only other thing I want to say though, which Spirit is urging me to say, is going back to that person from the beginning. If there is a masculine in your life, this could also be a group of people too. If there's like a group of people or a masculine in your guys' life that you know is not serving you, you need to cut them off, because I feel like this could also be a blockage in your heart space. And you know what that also could be a blockage to? Money, love. Like, I'm just really seeing like green energy, and I feel like Spirit is just saying, hey, before you go, make sure you really instill that into these people that need to hear it. Because I know, especially when it could be a connection that has been like very longevitive, or even something that has like held a lot of weight or energy tied to it, it can be easier said than done. But take that as your extra sign. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for watching, and let me know if it resonates. And if it doesn't resonate, leave whatever doesn't and take whatever does.